What's going on? What's going on, good people? We are back again. We are back again with a action-packed episode of Three Man Weed coming right at you. Once again, man, I am your middle favorite guy, the guy in between. You know what I mean? The cheese to the bread, the thing that hold this thing together.
Huh?
AJL Presidente, Mr. Grilled Cheese. Goddamn it, say nah. But as always, I always got my two favorite guys with me. Let's see who's gonna go first.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Clipper Darrell. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, Clipper Darrell done fell off. So,
We done lost him. He gonna join back in. He
so
got
you know what it is. You got your favorite guy of all the guys. It's your boy Cannon, back from my birthday break, and I caught the little slander with Hill and AJ trying to put me in a 40 and over club. Yeah, that's it. What's up, Clipper Darrell? We lost you, man. What's up?
Some damn Clippers fans trying to call me and they got mad or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why, but Clipper Darrell is here. You know what I'm saying? Had a little technical difficulty, but I'm back. Clipper Darrell. Clipper Darrell is going regardless. Goddamn it.
Hey, where can they find us, Clipper Daryl? Outside
They
of the bubble.
you know, if they can find us outside of the bubble, they can find us at the Great Western Forum. Um, you can find us in them LA street. Oh, you know, no, you can find us in Cancun.
Cool for sure.
You know, saying 1, 2, 3.
Nah,
Uh,
they gonna be in Tulum. They ain't trying to be in Cancun with Dollar.
you know, but you know, you can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3 Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3 Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Cause we still in the bubble, baby. We still in the bubble.
Yes, sir.
You're looking good to me, baby bubble.
You know.
Let's get into this shit right now.
How about that? Let's not wait
The
no more time to
Clippers.
work.
What
Nope.
the who want to start this one off? Who gonna start this Clippers
I
thing?
already did my rant.
Go
I already
ahead,
did my
AJ.
rant. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start right here. So Clippers, you know what? Shit happens. Teams lose, but you know what? The way that y'all been talking shit, y'all had no reason to go out there and lay no 3-1 egg.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Out of all that shit you talking, and it always be the one who don't never do shit be talking the most. Patrick Beverly, man, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down somewhere, bro, like why you always popping shit? And that's why Dame was coming at your ass, cause Dame like, bro, you not on my level to be talking to me like this.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Like why? Like you shouldn't be able to speak my name. Why are you talking to me? Talk about, and then my favorite part was when they called his ass on Twitter, saying, "Hey, we can't really blame Patrick. He did above his he did above his average." Like, bro, if you don't get you be on the bench talking shit. Like, you don't even really be in the game talking shit. Like, at least when Russell Westbrook be talking to Dame, he be in the game and he can drop some buckets from time to time. You don't do that. You are not. You ain't even the guy on your team.
Mm.
You're not the guy on your team, so you should not be the guy to be talking, especially not to somebody that ain't in your tier. Like, talk to your tier. Don't talk to me.
I used to
Like,
like Patrick Beverly too,
like
man.
it, like it
Never like.
literally should. Like Patrick Beverly should literally have to pay to talk to Dame, because you're not on that level. What we got to what we got to talk about, and then Kawhi, Kawhi Leonard.
Mm.
Come on, bro. And I know this is not a slight, but Kawhi, he like this needs not be said, but Kawhi need to get out that tier of them guys, because you know what? Kawhi is a system player.
uh,
And
but
because
you,
remember when Kawhi left San Antonio and everybody was unsure, like, can he do it without Pop? And he went to Nick Nurse. So he won with Nick Nurse, and people thought like, okay, Kawhi's that man. But now Kawhi belongs in the system, because guess what? When you sent his ass over to LA, the Raptors, the Raptors showed that they could still do it. You was just that piece to take them over. You fit that system, and you was another piece in that system to elevate this system. But Doc Rivers, oh, we gonna get into him too, because I think his ass is kind of overrated as well.
Ain't no
You
kinda.
Like
Ain't no
you
time.
put like so now you out here taking Kawhi,
No,
who you think is that dog.
hold on. You about to go. Hold on, about before we get to Doc. That might
Oh
be a
no,
whole
no,
other show.
I'm still on Kawhi. I'm still on
Okay,
Kawhi.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
now you running out there with Kawhi as your main dog, and guess what? The Raptors, they are home, but they are basically doing it with they did it with a team without you. So you wasn't like you didn't lead them to the championship. You was a part of that championship. So I don't really want to like we was talking like when we was doing it, we thought that oh Kawhi like you led him to it. Nah, you was a part of that. Like you fit that shit well. You are not that dog. You are not like those ones. They are the system.
Mm-hmm.
When LeBron goes somewhere and he leave, lottery.
The system leaves.
The system leave too. Like I don't care if you still got I don't care who you still got, lottery. You see what I'm saying? So Kawhi, you are a good player, but you ain't one of them ones. You are not one of them ones.
Okay.
Paul George, I don't know who got to see who. I don't know if Doc Rivers got to see Paul George or what, but you cheated on my daughter, came to my team, and then you did this.
Oh man.
I should whoop your ass. Playoff motherfucking P. Are you
Playoff P.
serious?
Playoff P.
Are you serious? That's really what you're gonna do, my boy.
Playoff P. Mm-mm-mm. That meme is so funny, and they said when they got Kawhi looking at him saying, "Who called you?
Who
Who
called you
called you
that?
Who
playoff
started that? Who
P?"
But
started that?
it's even funnier because he gave himself that
Yeah.
nickname. Remember,
And
remember Melo laughed. Remember Melo was like, "Oh, that's what he called himself."
Self-proclaimed.
you
You
never
never
give
give
yourself
yourself.
the name.
You never do it, bro. It's
It's
bad, bro.
it's it's the curse of the nickname, and he put the curse on himself.
Oh, this self. Go ahead, Caddy. I see you over there.
So look, man. First when it comes to the Clippers and this bubble. I'm gonna just start off with Lemon Pepper Lou. That was that was the first bad look for y'all, right? But I'm gonna jump right on to Kawhi, man. And this is what everybody's missing about the whole Kawhi thing. One, you won a chip in Toronto and you leave. I don't think we've ever seen someone win a chip and then opt out to leave soon right after. And here's the thing about Kawhi. He only left not to get another ring. He left to stop LeBron from getting the ring. And
Mm-hmm.
see, that's why he was unsuccessful because you had malice in your heart in your decision. Nothing
Mm.
about your decision was about Kawhi trying to further his legacy, Kawhi trying to get another ring in Toronto. He never wanted to be in Toronto. It was always a stopgap. It was always a plan to go to LA and stop Bron. And guess what? You don't even get to face him.
Mm-mm.
You don't even get to face them. And that's what happens when you look past your opponent. You basically said, I'm Kawhi Leonard. I'm guaranteed to see Bron in the conference finals if I go to LA.
They didn't look past him. They just realized they were some hoes.
Now I'm talking about they looking past Denver. They
No,
looking
that's what I'm saying. They got against Denver and they look like, oh shit, we ain't it.
but that's his fatal flaw right there. So it's like jealousy. Jealousy drove your decision, right? Instead of when everybody else makes their decision, they make their decision because what they chasing after? They chasing after the ring, which is always your ultimate goal as an individual when you come into the NBA, right? You want the ring, especially when people in the media they try to certify you or verify you based off if you can get a chip in your career. So it's like he like, well, I done got the chip in the bag, so now I want to be known as the Bron Stopper. Well, guess what?
Can I?
Jamal Murray came in there and they served you up with a 40 burger. A 40 burger.
40 burger.
Hold that.
So you
Can I?
go,
But you like fries with that?
and this is my thing, right? You're supposed to be the LeBron stopper and you putting up 14 points. It goes back to what AJ said. That was my second point, AJ. You are a system player. And I always thought that. Even when Pop had you, you could ask Hill or AJ.
Oh yeah.
I've never just been up here one-on-one saying Kawhi's top anything.
Yeah.
I've never said that. You can go back to the beginning of the pod. Fact check me. I've never said Kawhi is top anything. And in fact, when PG decided to come, I said, so what?
You
So,
did. You did.
so what? I said Kawhi, PG, Bron, AD. I figured they was gonna meet us at the conference final, and we still was gonna win in 6.
Oh, we was confident about that part. You know, I was a little nervous, and you know, AJ, you know, he was going with the Clippers at the time,
Yeah.
and you
I
know,
didn't think they was gonna be some bitches though.
I feel you. That's that. But can I piggyback on the point that you said, Candy? You
Go
said he
ahead.
had malice in his
Yeah.
heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. But can we also add cockiness?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
You seen the
And,
commercial?
and like I tried to, and like we said during the season, and I told AJ, I'm like, this low management, this manipulating of the regular season, this neglect of the regular season that y'all just purposely had, just put me in the dance and cut the music on. What you say, Candy? That's what they did. Just get me in the playoff. Remember they said they don't. I don't care about what seed I'm in. I
Yeah.
don't care about none of that.
Shit,
Just
you should have, cause
just
them
put me in the
fucking
playoff.
Nuggets washed
Just put
y'all.
me in the playoff. Just they were low management, and then they said when they struggled in the first round, Paul George said he was like, "Yeah, we got a chemistry. You know, we really got a chemistry
Ain't
issue.
nobody trying
We
to hear
ain't
that.
really played together."
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that. That was
And
y'all
Reggie
decision.
Miller shut that shit down. Reggie Miller said, "Bro, everybody had a chemistry issue in the
It
bubble.
was nobody was gelled together.
Yeah, in the bubble. Can you think about it? Because Lakers had a different team.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers
Avery
had a different
Bradley.
team. Avery Bradley not there. You brought Deion Wade. Of course, he didn't. Brought J.R. Smith. Of course, they didn't play. They didn't play. But these are new people in the rotate.
Mm-hmm.
You gave Caruso more minutes.
Yeah.
KCP more minutes. Rondo gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? Marquise Morris is starting to play more. You had to figure this out if you're Vogel. That's
Yeah.
coaching. That's
Yeah.
coaching. And we always critical of coaching. So can we get to the coach?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we get to the coach?
I just want to play something real quick.
Okay.
It's something from 2017. You know, sometimes when a messenger, like it depends on the messenger for
Mm-hmm.
us to, really understand if we gonna listen. But this is Glenn Big Baby Davis right here.
And he was lucky as hell. Lucky as hell. The year before that, they was wearing trash bags.
He could have got fired. Nobody would have
Nobody
made a peep. Yeah.
made a
Thank
peep. But then the next year they win it. Now he's one of the bestest coach ever. I'm just not feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You give credit to KG. You give credit to Paul Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
You give credit to Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that made sure whatever Doc needed to be done got done. And so now it's easy for Doc to do his job.
Hold on.
Hold on.
And then you give credit to Danny Ainge.
Here's my favorite part. Let me just get to the end.
That's crazy.
Just to say, hey, Doc, leave him alone. Hey, Doc, ease up.
Is he overrated as a coach?
I think so.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But Doc,
You got to think about it. See. I said this a long time ago. Once again, it all depends on who said it. So cool. Thank you, Big Baby David. You got to think about it. It's only been 13 teams or 13 times that somebody came back down from 3-1. Doc Rivers has been on the
25% of it.
yeah. Doc Rivers had been three of them. Got three of them things.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. You mean to say first off, you was trash in Orlando when you coached there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Big Baby said, you was about to get fired before they made that trade.
Yeah.
And Boston. Everybody forget that. You get to LA, you get some of the best teams. You had Chris Paul, you had Blake Griffin, DeAndre Joe. You had some stacked teams.
Done something with them.
And then all of a sudden you couldn't get to a conference final with them. You blew some 3-1 leads with them. And now all of a sudden, now you got this ready-made team. This team right here,
Was ready made.
And my point I wanted to say last week, how we neglect or we try to diminish some coaches that have rings. Remember I said that last week, AJ?
Mm-hmm.
I said we try to diminish some coaches that have rings because I was defending Spo for you, Cannon. But for some reason, we elevate Doc because he has one ring. Now he gets a pass for everything that he do.
Everything.
But the one, like I said, the one we neglect, like say Tyronn Lue, he don't get no credit. Who else don't get no credit? Like I said, Spo, he don't get no credit. They don't get no credit.
Who should get credit? I
But
know
they don't get no credit. They don't get no credit for winning because they had LeBron.
but they were, but that Cavs team was struggling to win games, man, and it took some coaching to get them over the hump.
Exactly. It's been told time and time again. He held people accountable. But all I'm saying is, like you said, you diminish their rings, but you elevate Doc Rivers. I would fire Doc Rivers right now if I'm the Clippers. I'm firing him right now.
That's
You know what you got.
the moment Doc Rivers he
Got
tried to come
a
back.
3-1 choker. That's what you got.
Are you ready to go? 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 Are you
Bye, Doc. See ya.
And I'm dead. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm dead ass serious. I would fire Doc Rivers.
I feel you. I know you're serious, bro.
No, like
Yeah.
what is it? What? Okay, let me ask you this: if Nate McMillan could get fired, and he was down All Stars,
Yeah.
And still,
what is Doc? What has Doc Rivers done in his tenure with the Clippers with a three-headed monster of Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan? That didn't work, and then you have a playoff team, and then you add Kawhi Leonard and PG for what?
playoff P.
For what? What'd that get you? What'd that get you?
And they mortgaged everything for that.
But think about the roster. I want to see people want now. All of a sudden, people want to blow up the roster. That's the fun thing to do every time somebody loses.
That was a playoff roster before.
Where is the weakness on this roster? I want to know.
It's that coaching, bro, because they have the talent to have at least made it to the conference finals.
Well, throughout that Denver series, did y'all see any adjustments?
No.
Did you see any design plays that you like? Oh, they gonna kill him with this, or was it just go out there, swing the ball a little bit, and see who can get over?
Now the funny thing about it is when they traded Chris Paul, first thing they said was, "Oh, now everybody can get involved now because now Chris Paul doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be the head of the offense. We can move the ball more. We can get movement."
Sure looks very like you need a Chris Paul now because guess what? That like Hill said, that team in Oklahoma City, ain't nobody expect them to go to the playoffs
at all.
What changed? They got Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That people like a lot of places, a lot of people in the media made fun about that Chris Paul contract. Yeah. I made fun of that Chris Paul contract when it was in Houston, but it was worth it in Oklahoma City.
It was.
Yeah, right.
Oklahoma City got their money's worth out of Chris Paul. Absolutely. Honestly, they could probably pay him more because that team shouldn't have made it to the playoffs.
I wouldn't pay him more though.
They should definitely figure out a buyout.
No. I'm not saying that they are going to. I'm saying he earned his money and more by getting that team to the playoffs.
He did, but he also had an opportunity to get over the hump and make it to the next round, and he didn't want it in the end, bro.
Yeah,
I get that. I'm like that's a separate conversation.
That is
I'm about to say they all right. They not there. So Stephen A said Paul George is in danger on being the second coming of Dwight Howard.
Is this part of a new topic or is this Clipper still?
No, this
it's new. This new topic.
All right. I'm trying to help Michelle out, man.
I feel you, bro. Good. But go ahead, AJ. You the one been trying to hold hold your shot.
Stephen A is smoking dope.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know how I was saying Patrick Beverly shouldn't be allowed to even speak to Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George and Dwight Howard should not be mentioned in the same sentence
at all.
Say what you want. Say what you want about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Don't get it twisted about all of the things that you've seen and the antics that people have brought up lately. But when you look back at the careers, Paul George can't hold shit to Dwight. Guess what Dwight did? Dwight Howard in the same conference as LeBron took a team to the finals.
Beat LeBron too.
You see what I'm saying? What Dwight Howard? I mean, what's that nigga name? Paul George. What he done did? What he done did?
Playoff P.
But look, I think Stephen A is also smoking dope, but for different reasons than AJ.
Okay.
And I agree with you about Dwight, the totality of Dwight's career. I do. But I think the reason why Stephen A made that statement is because of the last 5 or 6 years in Dwight's career. And he's trying to imply that that's what's in store for Paul George. I necessarily don't see that because to me, Paul George is super talented, man. And I think that he can be super talented. I think that Paul George just thought that he, will be straight in LA. And what did we just say about Doc Rivers? He's overrated. So he didn't have the coaching necessary to help a player of his talent go to that next level. We look at Kawhi. He got to the level where he was at because of Pop. Then he also had Nick Nurse, who, people don't want to say, but Nick Nurse he's coach of the year. You feel me? So he's legit at what he's trying to do. And then you get playoff P over here with Doc, who's with his hoarse voice, just saying the same thing that he's been saying since they had CP and Blake Griffin. And nothing's changed. Like you said, they didn't make no adjustments. He didn't try to run stuff to go to playoffs P strengths. He didn't do any of that. So he left them with Kawhi on the floor to be the coach on the floor. And it didn't.
Coach on the floor and you don't talk.
even worse on Doc, right? So what I'm saying is, Stephen A, don't you put that on playoff P, man.
See?
He's still young enough and still can get somewhere and make a move. And it might happen in LA. It still might happen in LA.
And this is where I don't want to make it seem like I'm agreeing with Stephen A. But when he made the statement and I thought about it, I'm like, this statement has validity. You think about
that's how validity.
You think about when Paul George came back from his injury. Boom, he couldn't get out the first round in Indiana. Okay, boom, you request the trade. Similar as Dwight. Dwight, he requested the trade to get out of Orlando. Okay, cool. We send you to a place that you didn't want to go. Dwight didn't want to come to LA. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Shouldn't have came.
But he got traded.
Hey,
he got traded. I'm just saying. So then, okay, boom. Paul George didn't want to go to Oklahoma City. He ended up like playing with Russ. He signed an extension, cool. But once again, they couldn't get out the first round, and he was there 2 years. He couldn't get out the first round. Okay, cool. So then you get passed around again. So now you get passed because playoff P just ain't started in LA.
Where it started?
Oklahoma. That's where it started at. You feel what I'm saying? So then you couldn't do nothing. You couldn't get out the first round, and he went from an MVP candidate in Oklahoma City. They was a favorite, the higher seed, and you couldn't get out the first round. And you come to LA, you got championship, expectation, and you can't fulfill them. You are the butt of all the Clipper jokes, honestly. That sounds similar to Dwight.
Okay, I see where you're going, and I can't argue that. I can't argue.
They ready to get rid of him again, from the media wise, or all the pundits, or all the criticism. They ready to blow it up.
That man.
The only reason why I say that is just because, like, I get what you're saying, that he's the butt of the joke, so that could be the Dwight Howard. Just me personally, just looking at, like, I'm looking at it as career wise. PG ain't in that. He ain't in that tier. So to me, I was like, nah, maybe if he leave LA, he might be the second coming of Rudy Gay, but he ain't the second coming of Dwight Howard. I can tell you that much.
That's borderline disrespectful though.
Disrespectful, man.
That's borderline. But I feel you. He don't get no can't nobody defend him. So
PG is still the top 20 player in the league, bro. He's still one of the top players in the league. And that's the thing, like, to my point, and once Dwight came to LA, it's like he disappeared from that Hall of Fame Dwight that you're talking about, AJ, and he just became a glorified role player. And it's like playoff P still not going to be a role player. He's still going to be a key addition, whether he's in LA with the Clippers or even if he goes somewhere else. He's going to be a key, integral part of whatever that they're trying to do. And that's why I don't agree with Stephen A. saying that he's pretty much the next Dwight.
So do we? This will probably be our last Clipper topic, so we can move on. Do you panic? Do you blow it up, or you just stay
I,
pat?
I
No,
do.
you don't blow it up, but like when you diffusing a bomb and you gotta pick which wire to cut.
Yeah, you cut Doc Rivers.
Whichever wire says Doc Rivers, you cut that
That's
shit.
what I was gonna say.
You cut that shit.
Because, like I said, we don't know that y'all don't have a system.
Nothing.
You don't have an offensive system.
Kawhi.
Yeah,
That's
you don't have a they had Paul George breaking the ball up most of the time. Like you don't have an offensive system. Like you said, so you have the lack of a playmaker. You don't have a play when you don't have a playmaker on the team. Nobody's a playmaker. Kawhi's not a playmaker. Paul George not a playmaker. Nobody on the team is actually a playmaker. You gotta have a system. You gotta have a system.
The will is the playmaker.
The will is go get
Lou.
He said, I'm about to go get me this 3-piece. Watch me work.
Lemon Pepper Lou know his role is go get a bucket. He ain't thinking about nothing else. Go get a bucket. Like I said, we ain't blowing it up with the roster, but we is getting rid of Doc Rivers. I tell you that, brother.
And that was to my point when you said, what do you do here? I said we do exactly what you said. It's Doc's time, man. You got to bring in somebody that you feel can work with this because that roster is talented enough to at least be in the conference finals right now. And even next year, even with Golden State coming back, you still have a viable opportunity if you can be coached well.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Doc Rivers personally. I like him because what he for the culture and what he stands for. But the fact of the matter is the things that Big Baby saying were true, and he was there. So it's like, bro, I can't say shut the hell up, Big Baby. He clearly knows more about this situation than any of us. And when I stand back and just think about the Celtics run, it's true, bro. It's true.
I got one more. I got one more soundbite from that Celtics run from a viable voice who knew exactly who Doc Rivers was.
This team has lost more games in the fourth quarter than anybody in the NBA. They know how to lose in the fourth quarter. All right, they're just showing us that right now.
That was Phil Jackson in the finals when the series was tied 2-2, talking about Doc Rivers Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying that to me in the finals, bro.
Hey,
what?
I'm coming to
what?
Seeing you, bro.
Straight up. Yeah, you're not saying that to me in the finals doing the series 2-2. Nah,
2-2.
Nah, we not. I'm not going out like that.
2-2, and y'all down, and you just saying, hey, they know how to lose. Be good.
Banking on that they're gonna give it up due to coaching.
I mean, he's a Zen master. That was some Zen right there. If that ain't no Zen,
So what I'm saying is, if we've been hearing it since then, we ain't just making this shit up.
We ain't just making it up. You can choose to ignore it if you want to. But since we talking about coaching, let's go ahead and transition to a supporter question from my guy Pope over there. Some may know him for pouring up with Pope from the best of the best fantasy league. My guy, he's the ultimate troll, but he wasn't trolling on this one. He wanted to know about specifically the Rockets and D'Antoni's system, like what's going on. And I feel that was the best. We the best to talk about that because 2 out of the 3 out here been coached by D'Antoni.
Mm-hmm.
What was that question again? My bad, I was writing something. My fault.
Question is, what's the issue? What's the issue? Support the question. What's the issue with D'Antoni and the Rocket system?
There's no defense in it. Quite frankly, that's been the issue for the last 15 years with D'Antoni. So, offense can get you. It can get you in the dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's my saying here. Just cut the music on and get me to the dance and cut the music on, and I'll do what it do. But here's the thing, right? I never said go to the dance with 2 left feet because then you can't do what it do, bro. You got to be able to dance at the dance, right? And in basketball, you have to have an offensive game plan and you have to have a defensive game plan. And D'Antoni's defensive game plan has always been score more points. And that sounds great, right? It sounds great, like if you have a Steph Curry or somebody. But if you don't have a Steph Curry or an anomaly, then that doesn't work, bro. You have regular players who eventually are gonna have to defend somebody like Anthony Davis. Then you're just gonna keep scoring. How if you can't get a rebound? You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's to me, that's the biggest flaw in the D'Antoni system is there's no defense. And when he finally decides to just get out of his bubble, add to his repertoire, which I don't know when he's gonna do because he's old as hell. But if he ever decides to, you know what, let me just add something to my repertoire, he might finally do it. But that remains to be seen. Go ahead, AJ.
My whole, like what you said was very poignant. You said he don't have a Steph Curry. He does have a James Harden, but the issue is he also has a Russell Westbrook.
Hold on.
And
My
and,
fault. Go
and
ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
in that system where D'Antoni is trying to put up as many points as possible, Russell Westbrook ain't the guy for that. And of course, D'Antoni's entire system is flawed because when you get to the playoffs, people gonna lock down. Points are harder to come by because you playing against good teams every night. So D'Antoni's system has always been flawed because he's really just like, look, he's allowed players to kind of slack, and he's allowed play like he's never really drawn up nothing to say, hey, this is how we gonna stop them. His his best defense is offense, and that ain't gonna work. But also speaking specifically in Houston, it was never gonna work because it's also about efficiency. Russell, like with Russell Westbrook, if he's efficient, that means he's going to the bucket. Russell Westbrook out there shooting threes is a disaster waiting to happen in the D'Antoni system.
But he only has to do that because D'Antoni allows Harden to dominate the ball like he's a true point guard.
But exactly, and when D'Antoni's system was working at its best, it was with Steve Nash running the show. You had Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, and
that was my guy.
you can mix in all the other ancillary pieces, with that. So if that was when it's running its best, and say James Harden is playing the Steve Nash role as the point guard.
Steve Nash was dropping dimes, bro.
Exactly. Steve Nash was dropping dimes. James Harden, he's dribbling the air out the ball, and then it's like, okay, well, guess what? Here, Russ, you be Steve Nash now. Salute, my
with
brother.
5 seconds left on the clock, I'm gonna be Steve Nash. Stop.
He's like, let it rain. He gonna shoot it. He gonna take his threes, especially, and it's once again taking it back to that Dame conversation. It's so funny in that back and forth when you see Dame and Russ go at it, because he be trying to keep up with Dame. Like, he ain't the shooter that Dame is, but he still be trying to pull it. But you be looking like sometimes they be like, all right, go ahead, shoot it, because we'll see what happens. Like, if Russell Westbrook beat me by shooting threes, I'm cool. That's fine.
My thing is y'all definitely said everything that I wanted to say. I just got two key things. Why does everybody keep taking pieces from his system and making it work way better than that?
Because they're taking pieces. They ain't taking the whole thing.
Yeah,
they taking pieces. They looking at D'Antoni's offensive system. They looking at, yo, how is he getting everybody to get these points? What they not doing is like, we gonna play defense like them. No, we are actually gonna draw up some plays. Guess what? Y'all gonna rotate. Y'all gonna help. Y'all gonna fill this lane. Y'all gonna get in these passing lanes. You gonna do whatever it takes to limit the scoring on the other side of the ball too.
And one more thing, he also fell in love with analytics, right?
Yeah.
So analytics,
that whole team.
The more 3-pointers you shoot, the more you will make. But what analytics didn't tell you is that there's a set time in the game. So of course, if I shoot 1,000 threes, eventually I'm gonna make some, but it might not happen in the allotted time of the 4 quarters. That's what analytics don't tell you, and that's why I say you have to take analytics with a grain of salt, or you have to take it for the event that it's in. When I look, and I do analytics, I've been trying to tell people, but they never believe me. You have to take each analytic stat that you get and you have to apply it directly to that event that it happened in. So it's like I can't take the 3-point analytics from this game and apply it to another game or another team for that matter, because it ain't gonna work, because there's gonna be other analytical factors that I'm not factoring in.
And let me tell you this, Cannon. When we talk about analytics, the teams that are in the playoffs, they realize analytics is different because shit changed.
It changed in a
Intent, like it's shit that analytics can't account for. Analytics can't count for playoff intensity and stuff, and people, coming in with that a little. Do you see load management in the playoffs? No, because guess what? This shit matters here. You know something that people don't take into account with analytics. When you get into the playoffs, the bench shortens. They only playing the good guys.
They're playing 7 people, bro.
They're only playing the good guys. Those stars, they're getting more time on the court because guess what? This game matters more. I could possibly go home. So yeah, that analytic stuff is cute. But how many teams that have who have solely built their team on analytics have championships?
None.
The nigga who started it, Billy Bean, he don't have a championship.
For one,
why are y'all doing something that was not successful?
But the thing, it was successful for Billy because the A's was so trash when he brought that in. And so for them to just make the playoffs was an accomplishment for him. But it's like, okay, so if it could take you from the dumpster to the playoffs, it had some validity. In the words of
it ain't gonna get
it had some validity.
Like you know what that is? Analytics will get you to friend zone, but you know what it's not gonna get you? It ain't gonna get you to pussy.
I'm trying to stop you. Wait,
it ain't gonna get you to score, man.
My second point was basically stolen from Kobe. Kobe said it in one of his last interviews. He said it to Rachel Nichols. He said, "Yeah, this style of play is great for the regular season, but it's easier to defend in the playoffs."
When you do the same over and over, makes sense.
And that's just the simplest things, simplest statements from one of the greatest basketball IQs that we've known
ever.
And we've seen the same thing happen over and over again to a D'Antoni team in the playoffs.
Even like you said, they should have won a chip, bro.
Let me tell you this. Like this is for all the analytics people.
You a Suns fan? You know this firsthand from D'Antoni.
I'm not exactly. That's why I'm not about to even talk about the Suns right now because it hurts a little bit too much.
And I wouldn't just feel the pain right there.
And I'm a little bit emotional, and I'm willing to fight. Like I mean, we can link up, but that's another topic. But anyway, all the people that's talking about analytics. If you look at that Warriors team before Kevin Durant came, they won a championship before Kevin Durant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry shots. Yes, 3 points. A 3-point shot is great for analytics, but some of those 3-point shots that Steph Curry was taking, that's not good analytics. You're not supposed to just take a shot at half court. That's not good analytics. But guess what? Analytics can't account for the fact that this motherfucker can make it.
Yeah, he was on flame.
Keep trying to duplicate the war, he's gonna get burnt. I've been trying to tell teams for forever.
Me and Hill both been saying that forever, bro.
You can't do what they do.
Stop trying to do what they do, bro. Lock up, play defense, and have efficient possessions. If you are going to use analytics, use the most important analytical stat: possession and efficiency of possession. It's coming down, actually getting into a set, and actually taking a high percentage shot, whether you make it or not. That is going to help you win. If you can have more of those type possessions than the other team, more times than not, you will win. But if you just come down here and think that you're Steph Curry with James Harden and you're shooting from wherever you want, or just because you hit somebody with a step back, now I'm going to shoot it like I'm just cold from three, then you're going to end up launching the most threes that any team's ever launched in the game and still losing.
It's been reported that he might get the Pacers job, and I feel bad for the Pacers. To be quite
Because they
honest,
ain't gonna go nowhere now.
I feel that roster don't even say D'Antoni.
At all.
Nothing about that roster says D'Antoni, and I feel bad
Did
about it.
James Harden and Russell Westbrook say scream D'Antoni to you?
He was there before it got Westbrook. I
I,
mean,
I know, but what I'm saying is
like
like,
I said, he been there for a while, bro. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so I mean, they gonna get D'Antoni, and what do we always like, especially when it comes to football? What do we always say?
We hate
Coaches always fail because they try to get players to match their system
system.
instead of getting
Matching the
their
players.
system to match the players, and
gotta
that's what
to the play.
D'Antoni he gonna have. D'Antoni, he's gonna score a lot of points in Indiana if he go there, but he not gonna do shit with that talent that's there,
The thing
and
about
it's
Westbrook,
talent there.
he didn't have what the funny thing about it though. I can't let you keep dissing Westbrook like this
Yeah,
without.
you can
Bro,
blame.
I'm
He
not
didn't
dissing.
have.
I'm not
He
dissing
didn't.
Westbrook.
But
It
he didn't
sounds
have
like it.
Westbrook. He didn't have Westbrook just shooting threes like everybody else. So Westbrook was going to the paint. The smaller they got, he was the paint. He was basically like the center because he was the one going to the paint, dominating the paint every time. So it was like it worked for him because he had the floor so
Floor
spaced
spread.
out.
Yeah.
So once again in the regular season, it was looking like it was going to work.
Yeah.
But when you get to these late shows and they just they clogging up this paint and they letting you shoot, now he looking like Westbrook. You know, he looking different. But like you say, D'Antoni did figure out a way to try to get effectiveness from Westbrook. So I can't just keep letting you kill him like that,
But
like
he,
without
No.
saying that part.
I get what you're saying. I'm talking about in the playoffs where it's like you
Where
said,
where it matters
it's
at, right?
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, y'all had a great y'all made it to the playoffs. That's what you're supposed to do. But at a certain point, when you at a certain level, just getting to the playoffs don't matter no more.
I mean, they struggle
And Tony
with the
did not
Thunder.
use the fact that Russell's a walking triple double, bro. He did not want. If I was D'Antoni, I would have want the ball to be in Russ's hand. And Harden, if you're an elite scorer, then let's set some screens and get you open. Then Russ gonna get you the ball, and then you do your step back like you do. But at least it would have been a set, and it would have been more efficient. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just letting Harden dribble, and in 5 seconds pass it to Russ. He have no choice but to shoot that bad three now. AJ, what is he gonna do with 7 seconds left, bro?
Okay, but also why you talking like that? Why you mentioned that? That's also how Russell Westbrook got a lot of his triple doubles by dribble. I'm gonna get to the paint.
Well, he's
It
also
ain't there. Let me try and kick it out with 5 seconds left on the clock.
does though. That's his strength. You see what I'm saying? And dribble ain't Harden's strength. Harden can just
What?
flat
Yeah, it is. Dribble is definitely hard and
out.
straight.
A lot of time when he does that dribble, it leads him to shooting a brick, just like Westbrook. Harden got a lot of bricks. He shoots so many and he make enough that we forget about the bricks, bro. He got a lot of bricks too. He not the most efficient shooter.
The problem is that, like I said, the dribble. We know that's not winning basketball.
At
Like
all.
we just know that's not winning basketball. Yeah, it can be effective at times. Yeah, you can cook up. You can get your buckets hard. You can, like, we know you're a walking bucket. We're not disrespecting you or nothing like that. But we know that's not winning basketball. At some point, when you coming off a down screen, like when you coming off the elbow, boom, hit it with a step back. Like
And
when you
that's
gonna do
funny
something
if he
different?
does that. You see what I'm saying here? And putting the ball in Russ' hands first could at least allow for some of those type plays. At
That's
least half the game.
But at this point, James Harden been doing this since he got to Houston, bro. And it's like he ain't gonna change. He didn't have multiple coaches.
Yeah.
He had multiple coaches. It was coaches there. He had a coach before D'Antoni got there. So,
And did the same thing. You absolutely
it been dribble. And the funny thing about it was the funniest thing I ever heard Chuck say. One of the funny things he said, "I know they don't practice this.
no way.
I know you're not in practice doing that. Like you don't do that in practice. You're actually running sets in practice, running plays in practice, and then you get the game next thing you know, it's dribble. But we done with them. Y'all in Cancun too.
So we gonna get to the next supporter question.
That's if y'all, want to.
Yeah.
Keep it
Say
going.
less.
Support us back. Support us bike,
Supporters
baby.
bike. Our guy, Nigel, simple genius, friend zone France. He hit us with a question. With Jimmy Butler 2 games away from being in the finals,
Mm.
I realized he has played with a lot of talented players. Andrew Wiggins, Cat, Ben Simmons, and Embiid, and has talked about how certain players lack effort or work ethic. I'm wondering now if this is true as he's taking arguably less talent further. Does this mean that certain players we crown all stars really don't put in the work we think they do to be champs? I'd love to hear what my guys at 3-Man Weave think. I'm tripping, or does Jimmy make a point? Hill, you gonna go first because this is your guy.
That is your
Jimmy,
guy.
Jimmy has
Yeah.
said routinely and recently the statements have been coming out. He's like, I work hard. I work hard. I've got here and I'm working hard. I'm not the most athletic. I'm not the best. I'm the most. I work hard. I'm the hardest worker. That's him. And I'm not going to vilify the Sixers because he got there halfway through the season. He
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like he
Right.
fixed the Sixers. Honestly, he actually was the catalyst and the heart and soul that they really needed. He got Embiid to actually work because they respected him. Ben
And
Simmons
B loved him.
yeah, because there's a reason why they love. They didn't say nothing negative when he left. They miss him.
This team is lost.
Sorry.
So his principles, his core values was what the Sixers actually needed because we know Ben Simmons' timidness and not a he don't want to shoot. He might have needed to be yelled at, or he needed that aggressive nature. He needed that voice to say, "Hey, go ahead, let's go." You know what I'm saying? Because he has a passive demeanor, and we know how Joel Embiid is. He need to be yelled at. He need that somebody that he respect that keep putting that foot in his ass. So he need that. So I'm not gonna blame him for what didn't happen in the Sixers because they wanted him back. They needed him back. They know they needed him. They know that he exposed what's going on in Minnesota. He exposed Karl Anthony Towns for not being tough, not being mentally tough. You can have all the skills in the world. You can have everything you need. Look at Andrew Wiggins. He play.
I know, y'all know me. I never thought Andrew Wiggins was that that guy anyway.
Thought he had the tools. He had,
He had the tools. That's the thing about he
but
had the tools.
clearly Jimmy was right. He don't have the work ethic. And so,
Exactly.
Nigel, you made me realize. So thank you. One, thank you for this question, brother, because I have been hard on Jimmy. And I realize now that Jimmy does outwork a lot of his counterparts that he has played with. And it shows, man. It shows. Like you said, like, boy, he left Minnesota and y'all are exactly who we thought y'all were.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't nothing down there. Y'all ain't working. Y'all don't put the effort in. And I could tell that Jimmy, people said that nothing was gonna come of Jimmy going to the Heat. I may have even said that too. Like, you going to the Heat? Damn.
I
But
remember what you said. Go ahead. I remember what you said about him going to the Heat, though.
You want to say it real quick?
You wasn't that critical. You were just confused. You were just
okay.
confused. He was like, "Why would you go to the Heat? They not that good."
I thought the Sixers had something like you with Jimmy.
Yeah.
I thought the Sixers had something with him.
And
And
so,
that's all you said. You said he should have stayed
right.
with the Sixers.
My point about Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler was the 30th overall draft pick. When you a 30th overall draft pick, you could possibly get cut that first season.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler always came in with the mentality, I'm going to work hard every single day. Because when you a 30th overall draft pick, they can draft somebody at your position that very next season if y'all in the lottery, and they gonna move you out the way. They could bring somebody in, but usually if you're a lottery pick, they gonna give you a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So, Cat, guess what? What they try to do with Cat? They gonna coddle him. He's supposed to be the franchise player. They gonna do things to make sure that he's happy
Mm-hmm.
because they spent this high draft capital on him, and so they need to keep him. One, They need to keep him happy so he doesn't leave. Two, they need to keep him happy and make sure that he stays and produces for that team so it doesn't make it look like they made a bad decision. Jimmy don't care about none of that. He says, I was drafted number 30th overall.
Blue collar,
I earned every single thing that
everything.
I got because guess what? The number 30th overall pick could easily go undrafted as well. Because with the draft, people like once you get outside the lottery, people just look at you like, you got a shot.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think hindsight after seeing the career of Jimmy Butler, this is the perfect team for him because their highest draft pick is Tyler Hero at number 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got a whole bunch of players that's like, hey, we might get replaced depending on our draft spot.
And
He
They
gonna
got
motivate.
he
He
felt
gonna motivate them. He gonna talk to them. And guess what? Ain't none of them a single digit pick. And they gonna be like, you know what? I'm supposed to be here. I've been good my whole life. I've been that guy. Every team I've been on, I've been that guy.
and they wanted that. See what I'm saying? It's like it's a difference between you like, yeah, man, I want to play hard, but they wanted that hard criticism. They want to be coached hard. They want to be held accountable, and so they're receptive to Jimmy's nature.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, now it's contagious. Okay, you working hard. Okay, now I got to work hard. And I seen another quote. I want to give some credit to Udonis Haslam. He ain't playing. We know he ain't playing.
But
But he said, I'm still working out to the highest degree
mm-hmm,
because I see them working.
yeah.
I see them working, so I got to be held accountable as
Mm-hmm.
well. So that's rubbing off on Jimmy. Jimmy sees he like, oh, hold on,
That's why
Udonis is
I
at the
love
gym.
Haslam, man. Haslam is an OG that you need around, man.
And
You
and,
feel what
and,
I'm
and
saying?
that's
And he,
what
and like,
that's what
and he ain't playing.
that's what I was about to say about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler reminds me of the the older generation player, not these new AAU players who
That's a fact.
be on the
Yeah.
circuit together, they played together and all of that. He remind me of just, hey, I went to high school, I killed it in high school, and I went to this school, I was overlooked, and I got drafted, and now I'm here to prove to y'all made a mistake.
And the
A lot,
circle don't.
a lot of these kids, a lot of these dudes, they was top, ESPN top 150. They was
Mm-hmm.
always supposed to go somewhere. They was highly recruited. Everybody wanted them. When in college, they was a given draft pick,
Just
and
like all
that's
the people that Nigel named. All the people that Nigel named
Yeah.
was highly touted
Yeah.
exactly.
from Carter
Even
from the jump.
even though I like the team, it's also the people he going against. Look at that. Look at that Celtics team he going against.
Yeah. A lot of top picks.
All no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's better than them or he's outworking them. To me, I think he's taking it personal. Like I'm on a team with I'm on a team with a bunch of guys who were overlooked, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
playing a team who was all lottery picks.
Which is why I'm scared of the Heat. I told Hill that earlier.
Yeah.
And if it just so happened that they sweep the Celtics and they go to the finals, bro, and the Lakers are fortunate enough to get there, I'm blaming Hill that we got to deal with them. One, because now we got to deal with a Jimmy Butler type player who you don't want to see those type of guys. You don't want to get Jimmy Butler 4 games away from a championship and have
I'm
to
a,
deal with him. And then
I'm
you
a,
also don't want to have to deal with his coach. I think a thing that we're overlooking is that Jimmy Butler is ended up with a perfect coach for his type of personality and his style of play. Spo has always been a coach that wanted effort before talent. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to work hard for it. And case in point is how he bounced back after the Heat lost. He never wavered when the Heat lost to the Mavericks. He said, we're going back to the drawing board and we're going to work hard enough so that that never happens again. And that's always been Spo's mentality. And it's a similar mentality to Jimmy. And guess what? Spo wasn't handed his job like a Steve Nash. He started out as a college intern for the Miami Heat. He was a videographer, and he did almost every damn job in that organization until he made to assistant coach, and then finally head coach. So he worked his way up from the bottom, similar to a Jimmy Butler.
So
I'm
now you speaking the same language as Jimmy. So
right.
now when you
Come on,
speaking
man.
the same language as Jimmy, now when he tell you something, I can I can be receptive to it, and it can trickle down, man. This thing is beautiful, man. It's when you
I'm
see
scared,
hard work.
bro. I'm scared of.
I consider the Heat like, y'all ever been in a fight that you ain't really want to be in? Like you ain't want to fight, but
Bro,
you just like,
yeah.
well, shit,
Bro,
I got to fight now. That's what it's like playing against the Heat. It's like I didn't want to, like, bro, I didn't want to fight you. Like you're like, why are you so mad at me? Like I don't want to do this.
Bro, I
And
told you to kill a story. I told
yeah,
you to kill.
I
Gave
never
me that
want to
2 piece.
fight. I'll
Gave me
tell.
that 2 piece.
yeah, that's and to me, when you play Jimmy Butler, especially when you play this Heat team as presently constructed,
Yeah.
that's what it's like. And I really think that's what it was like for the Bucks. The Bucks was like, bro, what? Like I thought
Players. They
like
ain't
what happened? Like I thought I didn't see I don't know what happened. Where did it go wrong? Why are you mad? What did I do to you? Because like they already came into this with the mentality that y'all think y'all better than us,
Mm-hmm.
and we gonna show you,
Yeah.
and we gonna embarrass you because we think y'all think that we ain't shit.
You know why they so scary is because they are already a year ahead of schedule.
And
Because
those be dangerous teams.
you know they got cap space, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
And now,
So
what if Giannis would have go there, bro?
then we gonna vilify his ass.
I ain't gonna really. I mean, of course now because they about to go to the finals. But if they wouldn't have, if the Heat wouldn't have been overachieving like this, and someone else knocked Giannis out and he went there, I wouldn't have vilified him because they ain't really done nothing without him.
Yeah,
But
you
now
gotta
they're
get
doing something without him. So
you
now
do
he's the
when you
MVP.
get
He need to go somewhere and stake his claim. If
you
not,
do
it's Milwaukee.
you, even if they let's say even if they lose to the Celtics, let's just say that and Giannis still goes to the Heat beat you. That's still similar to what KD did. You went to the team that beat you.
But this is
So
my thing about the KD thing.
I know I don't care about
They
either one.
won chips without you, and they beat you. So it's different. As a superstar or MVP type caliber player, I don't want to go nowhere where they're already winning chips. You see
matter of
what I'm
fact,
saying? I want to go somewhere where they need me to win a chip. When LeBron came back to Cleveland, yes, they had Kyrie, but bro, they were sorry as hell. And they needed me to get over the hump. You see what I'm saying? Golden State did not need Kevin Durant at all.
oh, Nigel, you know the saying, hard work always beats talent. And
Every time. Every
that's
time.
the thing. I wanted to wrap up that segment, that supporter question with that statement right there. But then I know this wasn't on the docket, but Giannis won MVP, and it seemed like you know how this go every time, every time somebody wins MVP and then they get knocked out the playoffs. They want to criticize it.
It's a
So
regular season award, bro.
well, they gotta fix this. They gotta
Yeah,
fix
it
it.
should come. You know what? The MVP should come out right at the end of the season. What the
I
hell?
said that. I
What the
can show you why I
hell?
not said that earlier.
What's it taking so long for here?
Because they want to do that bullshit NBA awards at the end of the season and try
Mm-hmm.
to get some money and ratings that we don't care about.
We're
We don't
watching
care
Bro,
about.
I've never watched it. I've never watched the NBA awards.
It's like you said, Candace. Right when the season starts, y'all should just start dropping awards right then and there. Before the playoffs start, right before the playoffs start, because it's some days before the playoffs start, right?
Yep.
It's not a week, but it's some days before the
It's a
playoffs
couple
start.
days.
Drop the awards, yo. And opening night of the playoffs, drop the MVP. All the other awards, go ahead and let it know. You can wait for the all NBA team. I don't care. You can wait.
Drop it all, bro. See what happens when you let it ride. You confuse the people who are not
Thank
diehard
you.
NBA fans
Exactly.
because now
Because now they watching the NBA and they don't see Giannis.
and they see him
Mm-hmm.
with his ankle roll. They see him getting thrown up out that thing by Jimmy and them, and they're like, bro, how's he the MVP?
They
How?
know damn well MVP supposed to be in the conference finals regardless.
Thank you.
I ain't say the finals. I said
But it's
MVP
a
supposed
regular
to be the conference finals. Yeah.
award, and you should give it at the end of the regular season. It doesn't take long. They knew who they were going to pick. You
That's a
just
fact.
stringing us along at this point.
That's a fact. AJ, you want to say anything about this one?
Nah, I ain't got nothing to say.
I think he deserves it. I just want to say that for
Like
the
he at
For the regular season, yeah,
regular season, absolutely he
he's
but
an
they
deserves it.
do.
he earned it.
They doing him a disservice because, like I said, the optics is bad.
It's
The
bad.
optics is horrible.
Especially being back to back.
You back to back.
Being
You don't
back to
make it to
back,
the conference
you
finals.
should be in the finals. I
Yeah,
ain't
exactly. You ain't made it to the finals yet, and you got back-to-back MVPs, and it seems like, and you home at the time when you win your MVP. The optics is bad on this one. It's
But
horrible.
didn't y'all pick his coach for coach of the year?
Yeah, who?
Budenholzer.
Yeah, didn't one of y'all pick him?
I might have.
I think AJ picked him.
Which is why
I
I
think
picked him, because, bro, I don't feel like he's that great of a coach. I feel like Giannis got him over the hump. You see what I'm saying? Which is why I went Nick Nurse.
But see, my thing is also coach of the year is a regular season award as well.
Yeah, absolutely, touche. But Nick Nurse did well in the regular season without Kawhi, and nobody thought that he was going to do it.
I picked Billy Donovan. I know damn well the team won't supposed to go to the.
Exactly. Matter of
Post.
fact, did I pick Billy Donovan?
Hell of a regular season.
But Budenholzer has proved once again, yet in and yet out. I don't even know if that's a saying, but anyway,
just made it up.
You know it. That he's the regular season coach too. He was a regular season coach in Atlanta, and he's a regular season coach in Milwaukee. He's a regular season coach, and it is some coaches are just regular season coaches. Y'all ain't ready for the playoffs. Y'all not ready for the playoffs, and it is what it is. And the funny thing about it, Frank Vogel, what used to be a regular season coach, he's making adjustments.
But he also finally have the talent so that his talent. But now he got ultimate talent. So now when he makes adjustments, it might work. He might have made adjustments prior, but it just didn't work because it's like that Jerry curl. He might. I know you say hard work beats talent any day, but still, if you don't have talent and they do, hard work might not work. You see what I'm saying? So,
I picked, and by the way, I picked Billy Donovan for coach of the year.
You did? Let me formally apologize for accusing y'all.
I had to make sure because I'm like, damn, I don't think I did.
Somebody did it.
They look the same. So no, let me stop.
We got him.
Billy in the mob.
Oh, 100%.
That's why I said let me stop. Billy is definitely in the mob. And so
he trying to link up with I mean, I ain't gonna say the names because I like my kneecaps, but we had this conversation.
You know what I'm saying? He pick up Billy Rick Pitino on the way.
Yeah.
Come on now, you saying too many names, bro.
I ain't say that name. I ain't say that name.
That name.
I ain't say head honcho. Hey. I ain't say head honcho. I just say he picked up his man's on the way. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
We got like, what's the next topic? Are we?
We gonna talk about NFL. We have week 1. I don't care. Listen, I don't care about no supporter questions. Can we talk week 1? How about the Skins, man?
The who?
Oh, my fault. How about the Washington football team?
Talk to him.
Listen, the worst nickname in football, in all of football. Hey, but one of the top D lines, man. Them boys came to work. And I just want to say this. I have told Hill and AJ for at least 5 years that Kerrigan needs to play defensive end and not outside linebacker. And what happened the first game that he was allowed to play defensive end? NFC Player of the Week. Defensive Player of the Week. Like, somewhere need to finally start listening to Cannon.
You've been saying that, you've been saying that since I met you. Since Kerrigan been drafted, you've been saying, I'm tired of him in coverage.
And a rack pole. They used to have, before Jay Gruden, they used to have a rack pole and Kerrigan both in coverage. And to Kerrigan's credit, he's a super athlete. He was able to get some picks in coverage, but he still was a liability.
Yeah. I told somebody that y'all built your team kind of similar as the 49ers did, to be quite honest. Y'all got a lot of first round draft picks on that D line. You know, and that front seven is fierce. And like you said, you educated me on the secondary, and that defense they showed out, and that's why I picked them week 1 to win. I picked them week 1.
Somebody finally listened to Cannon.
Oh, I picked once I realized that so many offensive linemen were out for the Eagles. Yeah. And Miles Sanders wasn't playing. I'm like, he's about to get killed. The D line's about to feast. And Chase Young, come on now.
Yeah, he looked like everything that AJ told me, because y'all remember I didn't want Chase Young at first.
Yeah,
I told you.
Because I'm tired of like we keep getting edge people. Like we took Sweat, we jumped up to get Sweat. I'm like, bro, how many edges are you gonna get?
And what I say that that's gonna be nasty.
And look, you were right, bro, because they played Sweat and Chase Young at the same time sometimes. And bro, they was stopping the run too. They was able to stop the run.
Like I said, you gonna stop it all.
Yeah,
But
And
man.
my topic.
you did sell me, and once you broke it down, I said, you know what? That does make sense, AJ.
AJ will sell you. AJ will sell you now. Just don't do him in fantasy. Anything
Hold
else
on,
though?
hold
He'll
on, but
sell
wait.
you.
What I say about fantasy? I said Tyler Boyd was gonna be the leading receiver for the
And
for the
he
Bengals.
paid off yesterday, so I thank you, AJ.
I damn
He'll.
sure kept AJ on the bench.
But what I want to talk about is my favorite part of Week 1 is Kansas City fans booing the moment of unity.
And that's why they got coronavirus. That's exactly
Like, bro,
why they got coronavirus.
like it is so evident. Like it is what we've always been saying. Regardless of what you do, it was never gonna be enough. It was never. Like they made it about the flag because it was convenient, but it won't never about the flag.
Yep.
What it's always about is, hey, why do y'all keep trying to be equal? Equal? Y'all not us. Y'all
Yeah.
don't look like us. Y'all supposed to be playing, having a good time, entertaining us. We don't want to see none of this. We don't want to see none of y'all fighting for y'all rights. But guess what? If it was somebody else, people don't have no problem. People want to keep all this shit out their sports. But when it's somebody who actually disagree, like when it's something that they disagree with, they don't have no problem with politics being in their sports.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have, because guess what? When people was asking Tom Brady about his "Make America Great" hat in his locker, they was like, "Oh no, that's fine. Did nobody boo him because hey, you're a sports athlete and your politics is showing." Joey Bosa,
Yeah.
"Make America Great Again," Bosa. Ain't nobody care about him.
None.
Yeah, but it's funny that you was finished or
All I was gonna say next is the fun, like it was so telling because it wasn't during the national anthem.
nope.
Flag wasn't raised.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nothing. They said, "Look, we're gonna take a moment after all of that. We are going to come. Like we're gonna be out here for the national anthem and all of that.
Yeah.
But after that, we want to do this. We want to show that we're all together." And you like that's when y'all boo? Oh y'all like y'all told me everything I need to know.
Everything.
They straight up racist. Like I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
It's just straight up.
And they violated, those same fans violated all the rules. They sat up there and told us that their seats weren't that close. They said that on the broadcast. They piling in together, sitting close. They were supposed to have their mask on. They didn't. All the privileged things that privileged people do, they did. And what we see in the report, all the players and the coaches negative,
Negative. But
and
them fans,
fans positive. So
yeah,
it is what it is. You got exactly what you deserve.
yeah, that's a fact. I want to say two things. One, the preseason is needed. All that we don't need the preseason.
That's a fact.
Eliminate the
Yeah,
preseason.
it's
All
definitely
that. That's
that was
big.
the
Preseason
sloppiest
is
that was the
needed.
sloppiest first week of football I think I've ever seen in my life.
We may not need four weeks of preseason. I get that we may not need 4 weeks. Because I mean, it was some good football that we did get to see with, but we need preseason. We need some variation of the preseason. Because
Two minimum.
yeah, because this thing right here is a little sloppy. If you want to put the best product on that field, and we need some preseason, they need to get some of this rust off. Two,
We need two preseason games and keep this practice squad expanded roster system, and we also need to keep this IR system.
Yeah.
Keep the IR. So look, hey, if we think that your injury is going to be at least a minimum of 3 weeks, if you want to expand it to a 4 week IR, whatever the case may be,
yeah,
but you need to keep this system to allow these people to come back from IR
Because the
quicker.
OIR was terrible.
Bro,
yeah,
I think you had to stay out. What was it like 8 weeks,
8 weeks,
8 9 weeks,
Week.
8 weeks.
And then the second part, you was done for the season.
And
and
you can
then
only have, I think you only have two players
Yeah.
that can
yeah,
do that.
that you can designate for a return.
That was
Yeah,
terrible.
like they need to keep. Yeah, you say they need to keep these rules in place moving forward. If y'all really care about player safety, as you claim, go ahead keep that and keep it going. Like you said, AJ, I like that piggyback. The Ravens, man.
they look like Super Bowl contenders.
Ravens, man. It seems like, I mean, of course they play the Browns. I get it. They play the Browns. I get it. But the thing they make when you play a trash team, you make it look easy.
Yeah.
And
And
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put boot on neck. You're supposed to put boot on neck so I can get you there.
But what I seen, once again, I seen the elevated passing game from Lamar again. It's like he wasn't just running. He wasn't just. I don't care that it was just the Browns. Like he was still.
But I know that. But outside of Denzel Ward, they don't like. Greedy
Bro,
Williams was hurt. It was
bro,
like
I keep talking about Lamar like he can't throw Hill.
I'm not. I'm just saying that.
I didn't say it like he couldn't throw. I said he looks better. He looks comfortable.
He looks like the MVP in that passing game.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm highlighting. That's what I'm highlighting.
I've been saying that. That's my thing.
I know that. I'm just saying these my contenders. I'm not trying to just big them up because they're my Super Bowl contenders. I'm just saying that they came out there and they made this thing look easy. They ain't have no preseason either.
I can't wait for Ravens and Chiefs, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, we need to see that ASAP.
That's gonna be pretty.
I need to see that ASAP because that's a matchup. That's a matchup we want to see. But I mean, we can go ahead. I mean, what y'all fantasy teams looking like, man?
Whew, man, your boy Cannon got the sweep of all sweeps week 1, man. Look, I'm in 3 leagues, y'all. I beat AJ in the Nuke Fantasy League. I beat Hill in the 3-man weave league. I beat Reef in the best of the best league. And I won Pick'ems in the Nuke Fantasy League. And the Washington football team won. So it's like week 1 was elite for me. It couldn't get no better. So it's like I'm expecting downfall this week. Or I'm expecting something bad to happen this week because it can't continue to go that well for your boy Cam.
I'm always gonna, hold firm, and I'm 0-2 in leagues that y'all care about. So 3-man weave, I lost. Nuke Fantasy League, I lost. But I put up points, and I ain't worried about my team. That's what it is. And like in the Nuke Fantasy League, I'm going against Dwight. So I'm going against Dwight. So I went out on a ledge. I started Joe Burrow last night. Guess what? 35 points. 35 points.
Go on.
And I got Tyler Boyd, and he gave me 21. So come on, man. I'm off to a good start. So even though I'm 0-2, I mean, y'all 3-man weave fantasy league. Y'all know how I got down last year. I started off bad. I don't never get too down because guess what? I'm always in this thing. He'll hate my fantasy football advice, but I'll tell you one thing. When have I missed a playoff since you know me, Hill?
That's not. I never critique your game.
Okay.
That's right. AJ,
I know you're elite, elite player. I hate your advice because you specifically give people bad advice.
I never gave you any advice that I didn't have my own. Because guess what? I had AJ Green too last year. Do you think I ever dropped him? No, because every week it was AJ Green looks great in pregame. Is this the day that he plays? No, this nigga never played. I kept him on my roster all season. So all I can do is pass my sources along to you.
Well, look, you can catch us on all major platforms. I got talk on my team.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
You can catch us on all major podcasts. Bro, my team is trash. My team is trash. I lost every league. I'm 0-3, same league as Cannon. I got my ass with me every league. I lost Pick'em. I won't even end the Pick'em like I was supposed to be. Still lost. My damn team lost. You know what I'm saying? Controversial. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just a horrible week 1 for me. I'm so sick of week 1. Get week 1 away from me completely. I hate fantasy. There's no crying.
Start the week 2 though.
There's no crying in fantasy football like Reef and Scrap say, and that show's coming up this week again. But I swear I almost shed a thug tear because I'm sick of it. Like I'm saying, I'm sick of fantasy. Shit's gonna kill me, bro. Like I'm saying, I'm sick of drafting well and my team looking good. I'm getting a good draft grade, and then they you know it, dud. Half of fantasy thoughts from my roster. Every time we make fantasy, I just look at my roster, bro.
Draft grades mean nothing.
Say what?
Draft grades mean nothing. Stop.
Obviously.
I'm looking into that. Projections prior to mean nothing because I had Brandon Cooks slated higher for Robbie Anderson, and I set up there and text y'all prior to the game. I said, bro, I don't have no faith in Cooks. And I said him. I went with my gut. I don't care what ESPN experts are saying. I sat him and put Robbie in there, and he gave me the 30 burger.
And that's the problem that a lot of people have because it's hard. I think from personal experience, it's hard to go against a projection, even though it's like all right, for example, like you said, you got a player. He like okay, he projected to get 15 points this weekend, right? And then you got another projection. He may have a good matchup, but he ain't really done nothing. He projected to get 9 points. It's like
I'm scared of that now.
it's like damn. It's like damn. The projection is that off? It's like they got to be getting this information from somewhere, and it's hard for you to just go with your gut and just disregard that. And I did that last night. I played Austin Hooper.
Yeah. Yep.
He gave me fucking nothing.
But hey, sometimes it be like that
Also went with your gut and sat AJ Green, and that was smart.
That was
look,
like,
because
yeah,
look,
that was.
Joe Burrow was projected to give me 16. Josh Allen's projected to give me 25 against Miami.
Josh Allen put up 39 on Cannon.
But
That
I'm
boy
like,
Josh Allen.
yeah.
I mean, you got 35. You got 35 from Burrow, so you cannot ask for much more than that.
And so that's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, if Josh Allen come out and give me 40, I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah, you can't
But
ask for much more. Yeah.
But
for me personally, I always just want 20 minimum from my quarterback. Like,
I want
and
20
that's why.
quarterback.
And that's why I used to always draft Romo. I used to always draft Romo back in the day because I knew for a fact that he's going to give me 20 minimum.
Right.
I actually always want if I can just get double digits from my running back. I don't care what it is. If I can get two 10-point games from my running backs, I'm usually good.
Yeah, running backs is key. You need double digits from them.
Yeah.
I want double digits for my whole team. If you get that,
yeah.
No, of course, but
CBS type of standard right there, man. CBS is a brand name out here in most of these fantasy leagues, man.
all right, you can catch us on
I'm about to say, y'all know Hill ain't. I'm trying to say, y'all know Hill. I'm telling you, Hill. I'm the Cowboys of fantasy, yo. I'm just a name. Like you say, I'm just a name. I'm just hype. It's always I'm terrible. Like, I tell you, don't ever get my advice.
Hill's currently beating me in week 2 in a new fantasy league. So
And I always hate leading on Thursday. When you lead on Thursday, the next week, Sunday coming.
It give you so much hope, don't it?
Yeah, Sunday coming. Sunday coming. And you know what's crazy? I always hate leading on Thursdays, and then I always hate losing on Thursdays. Every time I'm losing on Thursday, it's over for me. Oh, it's over.
No. I hate winning after Sunday and all my players play, and then somebody got a Monday night player.
oh my gosh, that's the worst, bro.
Like fuck, and it's like you always they always ball out like
Yeah.
you go dumb on me right now like of all weeks. This is the week you go dumb.
Yeah, those are the games that hurt because, like I said, they don't do nothing for 3 quarters. They don't never that player that you always watch. They'll do nothing for 3 quarters. You like, yeah, I can roll over. I can go to sleep. Next thing you know, 4 quarters.
I will never forget. It was 2015. Kev was living with me. I was playing him in the championship.
Wow.
Bro, I was down. I mean, I was up 5 points. Ravens got the ball on the 1-yard line. Mark Ingram ain't did shit all game. They put him in. No, he scores from the 1-yard line.
99 yards, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like, but yeah.
Hey, remember when I tied Cannon in the playoffs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
That
a
was a
hard
Monday night game. Monday night game.
And all you needed was one more point, and
All I needed
I
was
don't think
one
I
point.
made the playoffs, but because we tied, I ended up making the playoffs.
We was in the playoffs. That was first round.
It was a playoff game.
But you ended up winning because you had more regular season points than I had.
All points matter. That's your motto.
Exactly.
Why you think that? Where you think that came from?
Yeah, I mean it's true. All points matter, man.
All points matter. Well, we
Yeah, we can close it.
well, y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. That's Cannon. We out.
Yes, sir.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.